For the first time, the New Jersey State teacher is a music teacher, and I think it speaks volumes of the importance of music, and what we do can actually change lives through music and through art.
We have all kinds of activities to do with quilting and textiles, and we link math and art. The kids are doing different projects like painting, they're doing concentric shapes.
Concentric is when we use the same shapes inside of each other, but we use different colors.
Well, the nice part about it is it really interrelates throughout the curriculum. Look at the fact that art becomes involved, music, as well as the writing components, and then weaving in the social studies aspect.
Here, it's hope. You know, they've got hope. They see other kids like themselves, you know? And the belonging. Everybody needs to feel like, you know, I'm needed.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Classroom Close-Up New Jersey, featuring inspirational public school projects and people. I'm Marie Bliston, host of the show. I'm also a teacher. Many times over the years, I've asked my colleagues what motivates them to be in the education profession. They often talk about the joy in a child's eyes when the light bulb goes on, the satisfaction in believing in their students, because every child deserves to have someone believe in them. And just knowing that we are role models encourages teachers to teach. Every year, a New Jersey educator is chosen to represent the teaching profession, to be an education ambassador for our state. This year, the honor goes to Argine Safari. Let's find out what motivates her as we meet the 2016-17 State Teacher of the Year.
My name is Argine Safari, and I teach music at Pascack Valley High School, Hillsdale, New Jersey. I've been here for 11 years. This is my 11th year. I truly believe that music and arts have this transformative power that we can actually change lives.
For Argine Safari, music has always been there, accompanying and often starring in her earliest memories.
I was born in Armenia, in Yerevan. We always had music in our house. My dad played and sang, although he's not a professional musician, but he's extremely talented. My sister and I, we played instruments from the early age, so that, encouraged us to be musicians.
When she was 17, Safari left home to study musicology and theory at the Moscow Conservatory. A few years later, with her husband and their new baby, she was granted refugee status and immigrated to the United States. For several years, she taught at the Brooklyn Youth Chorus Academy.
I had a student who lost her dad in 9/11, and I had very deep conversations with her. And you reevaluate things in life, and you'll start looking at things differently.
Those conversations with her student, and then helping her to prepare for a successful audition at a top-performing school in New York, turned out to be a pivotal point in Safari's decision to become a full-time teacher. After pursuing the alternate route to teaching, Safari joined the Pascack Valley School District in 2005.
So at first it was very hard for me to understand that, is this where I'm supposed to be? Is this my calling? But then I tried to hold on to those positive things that I had and those little moments in the classroom, little ahas here and there. And that's how I think I was able to say, you know what, there is a reason you're here.
Soon after that realization, Safari got right into the swing, elevating the arts at her school and building the choral program from scratch. A decade or so later, she's the 2016-17 State Teacher of the Year, a recognition that does not surprise colleagues, parents, or students.
I wasn't as vocally strong before I got to high school, and she's been an immense, immense help, getting me places I didn't even think were possible.
Ms. Safari inspired me enough to make me want to go into music education and become a music teacher and be as much of a mentor for the next generation of students as she has been for me.
I don't take a single day for granted. Everything that I have accomplished or have not accomplished, I really cherish all those experiences. I really hold on to the failures and to the successes, because I think the failures taught me a lot.
Safari thinks that failure is a critical aspect to learning. She's seen us, me and my friends, do it over the years, and every time we fail, she gets us right back up, and she goes, okay, now you know what not to do, and if you want it, you'll get back up and you'll keep going.
I am a very proud parent of 2 PV high school students who were fortunate enough to have Mrs. Safari as their choir teacher. My son Nicholas does have a slight learning disability, very much the type of kid who would be kind of in the background a lot.
I'm so glad to see you.
Great to
How's
see
everything?
you.
You coming tonight, right?
Definitely.
Yes.
Safari's helped bring out my confidence, and I would use that confidence, and I hope to use it in the future. And she has helped open up so many new doors for me.
She gets the best out of them. I don't know how she does it, but she gets the best out of them, and that is a true teacher.
You may have noticed that students address Mrs. Safari by her last name only. Here's why.
All the students call the teachers by their last names to help them feel more comfortable and get adjusted to the school. Rather than Safari's like some sort of demanding boss, we're looking at her as like an advisor or somebody we look up to.
I look up to her a lot, especially from what she's experienced and how hard she's worked in her life to get where she is. She's always there for us. She cares about us. She genuinely cares about what she's teaching us, and it's just amazing to have a teacher like that here.
When I came into choir, I was really shy. I was a bit introverted. Even if you think you're shy and incapable, she will show you that somewhere deep inside you, you are a true musician and you could shine.
On the day we visited, Safari and her students were preparing for the evening's winter concert.
Being a teacher is so hard. It's one of the most difficult jobs, and I have endless respect for all teachers, but Safari especially. I've never seen a teacher work as hard as she does, and I wish I knew what her secret was.
For the first time, the New Jersey State teacher is a music teacher, and I think it speaks volumes of the importance of music, and what we do actually does matter, and I think it's just an amazing opportunity for me to speak up and to say what it means to be an art teacher, a music teacher, and how we can inspire our students and how we can change and transform their lives.
It don't mean nothing if they got that swing.
Through the power of music, Argine is motivating her students. It's sort of a gateway to explore their capacity for learning, and it works because most children love the arts. So imagine if you could connect art with other subjects that don't always come easy for everyone. For example, imagine if art is math.
We're using concentric shapes, one inside the other. Then we're patterning. Then we're using geometric shapes, and then we measured our paper. The goal for this program is that our students will learn art and math at the same time.
This after-school program, created by math teacher Joanne Barrett and art teacher Irene Mita, was made possible through an NJEA HIP grant.
I was so lucky to work with Ms. Barrett to get this grant, and basically we have all kinds of activities to do with quilting and textiles, and we link math and art. The kids are doing different projects like painting, they're doing concentric shapes.
Concentric is when we use the same shapes inside of each other, but we use different colors.
Not only are these students combining art and math, but there's also a heritage component as well.
We started out with Mexico, and if you notice, we looked at these patterns, and that's how we came up with this idea that we were going to make this basically a quilt out of paper. And we try to look at the students where they're from, and a lot of our students happen to be from Central America and Mexico, so we thought, hey, patterning, math, art, it just kind of all worked together. Try to do your black outline, or even a dark blue.
We are talking about the patternings in the fabrics of the different cultures, the textile patterns, so we're trying to mirror them. In order for it to be a pattern, what does it have to do?
They have to constantly repeat.
They're going to eventually become a quilt made from the paintings that they're doing to mirror the textile patternings of the Central American countries.
Quilt that we're going to put all these together, and we're matching our colors on either side.
All of these are going to make one big quilt.
We have printing going on, we have painting. The coulage is basically gluing shapes, and then we're adding the art, warm and cool colors.
We get these squares and we cut them and we glue it together. And then these are warm colors and these are cool colors. We put glue on top so it could be smooth and it could shine.
And then we're using concentric shapes and geometric patterns. So then we're linking the math and the art, which is really what's the most important thing to us, because we're trying to have the students, through art, learn math skills that they can use in life.
We invited back some of our former graduates and the parents of some of the children that participate. Any and all of them were welcome to come and participate with us.
When I was younger in school, math was a challenge. And it was a challenge because of the, I guess, the process of learning. I think this is very good, very, very good, because they're learning, but they don't know they're learning because it's so much fun.
The goal is always that they learn something deeply from the experience, whether it's maybe the words and the terminology, which is really important, but also just deeply understanding what symmetry is.
It's symmetrical because it's the same from both sides.
It's the same on both sides. Good.
Deeply understanding what a concentric shape is, and that's where we're really at. Same thing with the art. You know, the main focus is, do they know every term of printmaking? Maybe not, but they know how to print. And that's their creativity. That's what's really important to us.
Right now, my daughter was teaching me on how to do it. So I'm how to print, so now I'm gonna print my first print.
It definitely relaxes everybody, including me. And I think everyone who does art, you know, it reaches a deep place in people that brings them calm. And especially when they're doing math too, they need to be calm. You know, in order to think clearly, you really, really need to be calm. And I think this works really well together with that goal.
Somewhere else where we see math in our world. Giselle.
When people make houses, they have to use math like inches, feet, yards to measure how big the house is going to be.
Good. Anytime we have something geometric or tessellations or measurements, we kind of try and combine and co-teach together. My children have art with Miss Mita. If there's something that they're doing that relates to math, I will speak to her and I'll say, what can we do together?
What you're doing when you're doing this kind of work, or when you're doing tangrams when you're in here, are using shapes to build images. Personally, what I see in the art room is that they're really able to measure, and they're really able to talk articulately using math terms, which I find really fabulous. That's where I see the growth in this art room. I definitely see them asking me for a ruler. I see them measuring things, and that makes me feel like they're really learning. When it all clicks, it's exciting. And you know, I've always said over the years, any project I've ever done to show as an example, they outdo me 100 times and I throw it in the garbage. Because they are the best artists ever. And they know how to put things together. And when their brains start to work and put projects like this and put a quilt together, it's beautiful. And their math skills, that's how they know they're the ones who place all these things together. It's not me, it's not Miss Barrett, you know, they're the ones who really do the work, and that's what's great. This is beautiful, both sides are the same.
When we return, addressing the question, why is it important to vote? Stay with us.
My kids, they have such curiosity in their eyes and so many questions, whether it's a life lesson, Ms. Dugan, what am I supposed to put in my locker? You know, something as simple as that. Or whether they want to talk about you know, catastrophes going on around the world. Did that really happen? How did that happen? They're still so wide open. And I feel that I know that I'm in the right place. When I came to Burlington City, I remember the principal asking me a question, what was I looking for? What could they do for me? And I simply answered him by saying, I want a home. And I believe that's what I found.
This day is memorable year after year. And I just think that when our students get up on that stage and see all of the military veterans that have come to watch them sing, and it's just a memory that they'll take with them, and we just enjoy this year after year. I know that they're not going to forget what they learned in this whole unit of study because of this culminating activity.
A sovereign nation of many sovereign states, a perfect union, one and inseparable.
Each year around Veterans Day, Gloucester Township Elementary presents a celebration of American heritage, civics, and citizenship.
Americanism is a celebration we have at our school. We had lots of speeches and songs, a lot of guests talked and stuff, military people. It was nice.
It is important to have an Americanism program because we get to honor the veterans and sing songs about them.
This is the 40th annual Americanism Assembly. It's a program that actually started back in the bicentennial era, and everybody was so impressed with the patriotic recognition that they said, look, let's have that type of an event on a yearly basis.
New Jersey AmVets agreed and began sponsoring the Americanism program.
We do appreciate everything that they have been doing, and to see these kids who are enthused with America is the greatest thing that I think for us to see.
Since the first half-hour celebration in 1977, the program has grown into a 2-hour-long annual event.
The whole school does it. Everybody from kindergarten to 5th grade. Every child is involved. No one is left out. And that in itself is phenomenal.
Each year's Americanism program includes art and writing contests centered around a theme provided by AmVets.
This year's theme was, why is it important to vote? And every child made a poster that depicted why it was important to vote. Some of them had pictures of the candidates, some of them had pictures of the White House. They were all different pictures.
4th and 5th graders write essays based on the theme.
Voting is a way to let people know what you want or what you believe in. It is a special right to get to vote in an election.
I think it's important to vote because when you go out to vote, you're really letting your voice be heard and letting everybody know what you want.
Not everybody used to be able to vote. It's a major responsibility. As soon as I'm turning 18, I would immediately, next chance I get, would vote.
My feeling would be that it's very important because you want your voice to get out there.
The voting theme, which coincided with the 2016 election, was also incorporated into classroom lessons.
Well, the nice part about it is it really interrelates throughout the curriculum. Look at the fact that art becomes involved, music, as well as the writing components, and then weaving in the social studies aspect.
Who remembers when we had our election, we went down the hall and we got to put our ballot in the box?
Yeah.
What did we vote for? Our 1st and 2nd grade classes take our annual field trip together every year, and this year we brought in 2 brand new field trip options. And what we did was we held an authentic election, and the students voted, and their vote for the aquarium is where we're going this year. So they learned that their voice makes their choice. Anyone remember what we were doing last week?
We're voting for Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton.
Our students were greatly affected by this year's election. Some of them, they were as, powerfully decided as all the grown-ups that they respect and love. And it was a great opportunity for us to help bring some clarity and understanding to the importance of the election process.
If you love America like I do, you can sing a song and I'll sing with you.
During its 40-year history, Gloucester Township's Americanism program has received many accolades, including AmVets' highest honor, the Silver Helmet Award.
We're the only school in the whole United States that's received their silver helmet, and their silver helmet's their biggest award. They give it to presidents, they give it to congressmen. It really is an honor.
You're watching Classroom Close-Up New Jersey.
Good morning, Class Academy.
Do 3 more pans, right?
What can we say about the characters?
What we can do to get students more involved. Class Academy is a high school for students to help recover high school credits. Should students have personal issues, anxiety issues in their local high school, other personal issues within their lifestyle that they don't attend school and could not make up in their home high school.
Would you rather be food or retail?
What we try to do is work with each student individually to find out their individual needs. Can we get them either A, to be a full-time student, or can we B, to get them to be shared time in a vocational program, come to us the other half of the day, or C, can we get them in a school to work program where they do come here and go to work half of the day, making sure that the kids are getting the proper credits, either putting them in food service or putting them in essential core courses that they need or electives, and also to make the students understand that it's doable, it's reachable, it's attainable. It's not something beyond your reach. You can reach your goal, which is your high school diploma. Character, leadership, attitude, strength, and success. Had that as our motto for our kids that attend here.
Wait, no, that one was supposed to stay there.
Today we did team building exercises for life skills class. We did it! It really makes for good relationships. You know, it starts to build relationships between the teachers, the students. It's my 23rd year here. You really get to know the kids, you get to know them individually, and really help them find a path in life.
We're saw some tomorrow. Okay. Right? Some students like to do the intricate, detailed work that involves a lot of patience and stick-to-itiveness, and other students, you know, they just like the volume. They like cleaning 20 pounds chicken and pounding it out and setting it up and making the meal and seeing a big finished product at the end. So we kind of identify their talents and we build on it.
And what are the elements of the story, guys? These kids, they really do want to learn. It's somehow they've slipped through the cracks, and it really is up to the teachers to rise up again and just really stay on them and bring it out of them, just pull it out of them, because everybody has the learning inside of them, and they just need the proper environment.
Should be fine. The teachers, they're a lot more helpful than when my past school, I would ask about something and they would just give me the gist of it. Now when I'm at class, I ask, how do I do this? And they take me step by step and ensure that I get the proper education that I need.
I like here better. I feel more, I guess, at home, and I can be more of myself. It's more of like a second chance.
I think he has found a place here, a home. He feels very comfortable.
My son was attending Middletown South. He's not truly a student in the traditional sense of the word. So after much consideration, we decided that he'd finish up his last year here at Class Academy. And I have a new son this year, one that actually comes to school, enjoys it, and comes home happy, which is nice.
All right, so we've got 5 little minnows in there. And actually that's a good sign. It's a sign that there is like living things and life in the water. I think my approach here is definitely a lot different. It's definitely a different type of teaching. I think on any given day, you have to be able to adapt to what the circumstances are given.
Hey, what's up, Chris? How you been? How you doing all right?
I wasn't going to graduate on time and I wasn't doing my schoolwork like I was supposed to be. But when I came here, at first I didn't really like it, but then I got comfortable and everyone showed me a lot of love and support, and from there I just grew into the man that I am today because of Class Academy. So basically, you know, I am who I am because of this school, and I'm thankful.
When I first got here, I kind of felt weird about it because everybody called this, you know, an alternative school, and I felt like, oh, so I'm not in real high school. But being here, it's like, it's a privilege to be here.
I really love this school. Like, I could actually see myself graduating on time, not failing none of my classes. The teachers are always helping, and the teachers are fun.
What might one say about the Amityville Horror? I always wanted to be a part of something that made a difference. And this is what I feel here. Here, it's hope. You know, they've got hope. They see other kids like themselves, you know? And the belonging. Everybody needs to feel like, you know, I'm needed. And if they can get the feeling of belonging and the feeling of value here, then they might have a chance in life.
You know, you teach from the heart and you bring in the academics with that. Once you get the kids to feel as though they're wanted, they're cherished, you care about them, they're going to want to learn. It's such a rewarding feeling at graduation to know that we did it as a team, that the students here made it. And you know what? They did it the old-fashioned way. They earned it.
Something we heard loud and clear at Class Academy is that students are celebrated for who they are in a way that builds their self-esteem and helps them to succeed. Schools thrive when every student is respected, listened to, treated fairly, when every child is encouraged to explore their passions, to connect their interests to other subjects, and when educators are appreciated for being excellent role models to a new generation. As always, you can learn more about these stories at classroomcloseup.org. Next week, we'll bring you 4 more inspiring projects. Until then, for Classroom Close-Up New Jersey, I'm Marie Bliston. See you soon.